For the second one, we're going to choose the IK goal. We're going to load that as a driver. We are going to do the exact same thing, world rotation, if I can find that. World rotation to matrix B. And add link. Okay, so now we've got the hand rotating between the two, but we need something to drive it. What makes it switch between these two? What makes it blend, in other words? And that is going to be our IK-FK switch, because it's going to blend between them depending on what we're doing with the switch. So load that as driver. IK-FK switch is going to run the blend. We're going to do a relationship on this one, and we're going to hit add link. So let's see, what do we get on this? Let's go from 0 here. So at 0, we're in complete FK, and the blend goes from 0 is matrix A, 100 is matrix B. So at 0, we want to be in matrix A, because matrix A, as you recall, is this one, and that's what we want. In FK, we want to be parented to this one. So 0 and 0 is correct. We'll hit key there. We'll go to key number 2, which is at 1, and the blend should be at 100% here. And we will key that. So now we've got our blend set up between the two. It's blending between these two values. So now we just need to tell this blend to output it to the hand, so that the hand is switching between these two. So we choose the hand, we load it as driven, and we just connect the matrix output with world rotation. We want that to be a direct link, and we'll hit add link. So if we did this right, let's see here. Let's choose on this. Oh, let's set up our what do we want? Oh, assembly. Let's do item .channel hall. Put that, bring it back up, and yeah, now we got our switch going on. So we're at 1%, we're 1, which is full IK mode. Let's choose this guy. Rotate. He's rotating properly. He's moving properly. Choose this guy again. Go to 0, which should be full FK mode. And we'll choose this. We'll rotate that. He's rotating properly now, because he's gone from being, the world rotation is switching, blending if you will, from value A, which is the locator, to value B, which is the IK goal, depending on the switch. So that's what's going on. So yeah, we can rotate this guy like that. We can hit up, rotate that, hit up one more time, and then yeah, we're in full FK, rotating from the shoulder and not the wrist. So let's undo that. And then we want to parent these guys. Now I think in the last one I showed you I was parenting it to this, the IK goal, but we want to change that now that we've changed some stuff. So let's choose the finger, hit quit, and shift select that and hit P. And then shift select that and hit P. So now they should both be parented to this guy. And yes, they are, which is correct. Okay, so we're just going to clean up a little bit. Let's choose these 3 guys and give them some nicer controls. Let's go to custom shapes, replace. We will do circle. X is good. Let's do 300 millimeters. And get rid of solid. Draw options, user. So now all that is correct. So now we got some pretty controls for when we're in FK. We can just grab those and rotate them around. You can rotate that way. You wouldn't really want to, only this direction. So now one thing about this though is, like, if you go back to IK mode, so let's bring this all the way back up to 100 or 1. So now we're in full IK. Choose this guy. These controls are pretty much useless when you're in full IK. I mean, you'll notice on this side, at least, well, you can't now. But in the old version, all these things were hidden, right? I have a group called unused locators. because you don't even need them. But now that we're using full FK, we are going to need them. So let's create a new group, and we'll call this left arm, or LARM, as I like to foreshorten, if that's a word. And we will choose these three locators, like so, and we will drag them up to left arm. Now, what we want to do is, when we make this switch back to full IK, these things disappear. And when they're in FK, they appear. So we're going to go to channel links. We are going to load this guy's driver. The IK switch. We are going to load the left arm as the driven. Switch to visible, like so. We want this to be a relationship. Oh, actually, you know what? Before we do this, we need to remove these three items from this group. I made this mistake earlier. I was like, why won't these things disappear when I switch it? And it's because they're in this group as well, which is set to visible. So we need to choose these three guys and remove them. And remove selected items. Okay, now we should be good. So let's do IK switch to visible, relationship, add link. And at 1, let's do it the other direction. 0, we're in FK now at 0. Visible, you want them visible. For some reason in Modo 0 means visible. Not sure why that's the case, but it is. Go to 2, we're at 1, that's full IK mode. And 2 means invisible in Modo for some reason. You will notice they are gone. We're in IK mode now, and they have disappeared. Let's key that. So now we can switch between the two. We're in FK, they're showing up. We're in IK, they're gone, which is what we want. So we'll go back to this. So, yeah, so how do you use IK and FK? Well, let's bring up, no, that's not what we want. We want that. Let's go back to 0 here. So now we're in IK mode. Or FK mode, excuse me. I'm probably going to say the wrong thing 80 different times. And we move the hand like this, we hit up, we move the hand like this, and we're like, yes! That was perfect because we wanted to move from the arm because he was shrugging his shoulder, and it leads from the shoulder or something like that. But now we want him to put his hand on a glass. And rather than rotate these things 3 different ways, we're going to switch to IK so we can just grab the hand and touch the glass with it. So you'll notice now, if we make the switch over here, it's going to switch back over to the IK. See how it's going in between? That's also why we leave this control visible. So if we're animating, we can still bring this guy over and say, well, we're going to make the switch, but we want it to be, we don't want a huge movement. We want the hand to make the switch like that. So we'll bring that to the right spot where we think of it is relatively, and then we'll make the switch straight to 1. And that was probably, too abrupt. We would have probably wanted to bring it back to about there. And then we can try to make the switch. So see, he's still moving a little bit, but that's okay, because if he's being animated, his hand would be moving anyway. So yeah, let's just undo all that. So yeah, that's IK-FK switching. And yeah, to really appreciate how it's used in animation, you really just gotta play with it, do some of your own animations. But you should be able to get some pretty good poses now that you've got all this stuff going on. I'll set this back to 1, which is full IK mode. Let's go back up to this. We'll do members visible no. So we're nice and clean again. Basically, you would do the same thing to the other arm to add FK, and you could do it to the legs too. If you wanted, you want this guy to do some flips or something, where his legs need to be attached here rather than here, because otherwise you'd have to be animating his feet going all the way in a circle. You can do that. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial, and we'll see you on the forums. You guys have an excellent weekend, and enjoy. Later.